Expelliarmus! How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and today we are continuing the monthly Harry Potter review series with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the 2002 Harry Potter film that was also directed by Chris Columbus. This was also Chris Columbus's last Harry Potter film, and once again stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, and some of the other cast members from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in Harry's second year of Hogwarts, and this year, Dobby the house elf warns Harry that danger is coming to Hogwarts. He can't go back to Hogwarts, and that danger happens to be the Chamber of Secrets reopen. And so there's a mystery surrounding the Chamber of Secrets. Who opened it? Was it Draco Malfoy? Was it Hagrid? Or maybe it was Harry? We don't really know until later on in the film. But this is the mystery film of the Harry Potter film franchise. Now, this is, like I said, based off the books, and the books of other books have had mysteries of their own. But to me, it feels like this is the film that really nails the mystery aspect of the Harry Potter books and Harry Potter franchise. And I like how they handle the mystery aspect because you don't really have an idea as to who opened the Chamber of Secrets until later on in the film when we later find out who it was. Like at first, we suspect it could be Draco Malfoy because the heir Slytherin has these hateful views that Draco Malfoy has. And I also like the setup that they do to that point. They set up how hateful Draco truly is, as well as where he gets that hatred from. His father, Lucius Malfoy, played brilliantly by Jason Isaacs. This is a great casting choice, and Jason Isaacs was brilliant in this film. And you really know and can tell that the father is 10 times worse than his own son. Like the setup and introduction of Lucius Malfoy is brilliant. And really, it's the setup that starts to make you wonder who could it be. Because you wonder, with these hateful views that the Malfoy family has, is Draco Malfoy the heir Slytherin? Did he open the Chamber of Secrets? Then you find out about this diary, and it shows you that it could have been Hagrid, because Hagrid had a beast that was deadly. He has the spider, and we later find out the spider becomes an even bigger spider. And the spider scene, I gotta say, the spider scene is very scary in this film. And I remember for a while, that was kind of one of the reasons why I didn't like this movie. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with Chamber of Secrets. For a while, this was my least favorite Harry Potter film. And I'm not saying I dislike this film. I've always liked the 8 Harry Potter movies that had come out. I always enjoyed them. I always rewatched them. I always loved them. But for a while, this was my least favorite. But as I rewatched this film a bit more, in the last few years or so, I've come to appreciate more about this film. And in reality, I feel like this is one of the more underrated Harry Potter films. Now, it's nowhere near the best Harry Potter film, it's kind of in the middle. But ultimately, compared to Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows, I feel like this did more justice to the Harry Potter franchise. To me, this was very accurate to the books. Maybe a little bit too accurate because this is also the longest Harry Potter book. And at times it feels like it does drag on. The pacing feels slower to me compared to the previous film, Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live. But in reality, I feel like they set up a lot more in this film. To me, this film was one of those rare occurrences where they did set up right. Like you have the setup of certain characters that are going to play key roles in the later movies, not just Lucius Malfoy, but Arthur Weasley, Cornelius Fudge. You got that setup of some of these characters that may be in this film briefly, but are going to play larger roles later on in the franchise, as well as the setup with the diary. We have no idea that this diary is even a Horcrux at this point, but we're gonna later learn later on in the franchise that this diary was actually a lot more important than just being a one-time appearance in a Harry Potter film. Another thing is also the connection between Harry and Voldemort. They start setting that up. The fact that Harry can talk to snakes like Voldemort can. The fact that he's got similar traits. But Dumbledore says a very important line about how it's really our decisions that separate us. And Richard Harris, this is also Richard Harris's last film as Dumbledore because around the time this film came out, I think it was actually before the film came out, Richard Harris passed away. And he is just brilliant as Dumbledore in this film and really captures the spirit of Dumbledore. Other great casting decisions: Kenneth Branagh as Professor Lockhart, great casting choice. He plays this idiotic, fame-hungry Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher that says he's done all this stuff, but it turns out he's really a fraud. And the special effects, like if there's one thing that this film does have over the previous film, the special effects are better. And by better, I mean a lot better. The Quidditch game looks a lot better. The special effects of the creatures look a lot better. From Dobby to the spiders to the Basilisk and even Fox. And like they used practical effects for some of that. And the practical effect work, even for like 2002, looks fantastic and holds up very well. In all honesty, I feel like the only Harry Potter film where the special effects really kind of look a little outdated, even though the majority of it looks still pretty good today, is Sorcerer's Stone. From this point forward, the special effects still hold up very well over 15 years later. Well, actually, it's going to be 20 years since Chamber of Secrets came out, like this November. That's crazy. Um, the rest of the cast, the kids improve in this film a lot, and you really get to see that chemistry get stronger between Daniel, Rupert, and Emma. Tom Felton, he's also great as Draco Malfoy as well. He plays a bigger role in this film, although it feels like he was probably going through puberty as his film was going, because at the beginning of the film his voice sounds deeper, but then like during like the Quidditch stuff and the interrogation stuff, his voice sounds that not as high pitched as the previous film, but still a bit high pitched. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, was this due to reshoots, or did they just film certain scenes out of order? I don't know, but Tom Felton is still great as always as Draco Malfoy. Maggie Smith as McGonagall, still great. Alan Rickman as Severus Snape, still great as well. This is a film that also like has good tones. Like there's very funny moments. There's also some dark moments that work well, pretty well. Especially the stuff in the chamber and the stuff with the spiders. And the spider stuff still freaks me out. I'm scared of spiders, but yeah, that stuff's really cool to watch as well. John Williams' score is still great as always. One thing I will say, it feels like outside of maybe making the film a little bit darker, Chris Columbus really doesn't do anything that much new with the film, and that doesn't make the movie bad, but it doesn't make it as unique as it could be. And maybe that's why this film tends to be the forgotten or least favorite film for many people, because it feels so similar with the exception of like a few darker, scarier moments than Sorcerer's Stone. It feels very similar to Sorcerer's Stone as far as the score goes, outside of like a few new themes like Fox's theme, that's a very epic theme. But still, it's still a very good movie. And again, I feel like the setup, like this film feels like what the Half-Blood Prince film should have felt like, where you got some very good dark stuff in there. You also got some very good funny stuff in there. But yet Prince wanted to focus much more on the comedy aspect, and I'll get into that when I eventually review Half-Blood Prince. But also the setup of what's to come, I felt like was better in this film than Half-Blood Prince. It's kind of confusing that some people will rank Half-Blood Prince over this film. I feel like this was a much better adaptation and better setup of things to come. As far as other things with this film goes, the one thing that does annoy me is later on in the end when Lucius Malfoy tries to attack Harry. I know it's like he was frustrated in the book as well, but in the movie, he's about to use the killing curse. Like you hear him say Avada, which is like the beginning of the killing curse, and we're not supposed to know what that is until Goblet of Fire, because that did not happen in the books. And I'm not one of those people that's a book purist. Like I can accept that there's differences between the books and movies, but this is one of those rare occurrences where like I really feel like when they do something different from the book, it was the wrong thing to do. And just having Lucius Malfoy about to kill Harry with the killing curse outside of Dumbledore's office on Hogwarts grounds just feels very off to me, in my opinion. But again, the delivery between Jason Isaacs and Daniel Radcliffe is so brilliant, despite that one annoying thing. And it really shows like how much Daniel has grown as an actor from the first film. Like this film came out a year after the previous film, and really the growth that you see with these actors, particularly the kid actors, is great. And it once again shows how that Chris Columbus was good to direct these first two movies, even though I don't think he did that many unique stuff with this film compared to the first film. But again, his patience and how well he worked with these kids really shows in these first two films. And the ending was, you can call it corny all you want, but I like the ending about how Hagrid comes back after he was framed for the Chamber of Secret Crimes, and just how emotional that was in that like final score. And it kind of shows how much Harry cares for Hagrid, how much Hagrid cares for Harry. And oh yeah, Christian Coulson as Tom Riddle. To me, this is the performance that never really gets talked about. Even though he's really on in this film, in the diary memories and the ending, the act in the Chamber of Secrets, which is great, epic fantasy for family films. Christian Coulson is great as Tom Riddle, a lot better than the one we got in Half Blood Prince, the actor in Half Blood Prince. Just his line delivery, how serious he is. Like, you buy into the fact that this teenager is eventually going to become Lord Voldemort. You find out that Tom Riddle is really going to be Lord Voldemort later on. And just that setup and build up works very well. All in all, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to me isn't a perfect film. I don't like it as much as Sorcerer's Stone, but I still like this film a lot. It's definitely not my least favorite Harry Potter film anymore. The mystery around the Chamber of Secrets, how it's solved, that build-up works very well. The actors improve a lot. The new members of the cast are also great to have. The special effects have bumped up leaps and bounds, just a lot better than the first film. This is the longest in the Harry Potter franchise, and I think this is probably why maybe the other movies were had a lot more stuff cut out, although we know the books are a lot longer later on. But besides all that, I'm gonna give Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets a B plus. I very much enjoy this movie, and while I appreciate what Chris Columbus did with these first two films, I'm also glad that for Prisoner of Azkaban we got someone new, Alfonso Cuarón, and I'm actually looking forward to talking about Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban a lot. I think I'm going to actually review that film at the beginning of September instead of the end of September, because that's one of my favorite Harry Potter movies, one of my favorite movies, and I'm looking forward to talking about that fantastic film. But what are you guys' thoughts on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? Which film do you prefer more, Chamber of Secrets or Sorcerer's Stone? I know a lot of people prefer Sorcerer's Stone over Chamber of Secrets, but I also know there's some people that prefer Chamber of Secrets over Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live and what title you prefer. Let me know in the comments down below. And what is your least favorite Harry Potter film? I'll say it right now. To me, of the main 8 Harry Potter films, it was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I don't hate that film. I do like that film, but I'll explain why it's my least favorite when we review Half-Blood Prince later on. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe already if you haven't. Please share this with someone that loves the Harry Potter franchise. And I hope to see you guys real soon. Take care, everyone.